If you're fairly new to homeschooling and have children that are multiple ages and different grade levels, it can be quite overwhelming and confusing as to thinking about how am I going to meet everyone's needs. Well, in today's video, I'm going to give you my top tips for homeschooling multiple ages. Hey guys, it's Vani from Mrs. Mom's Homeschool and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I have been homeschooling since 2012 and I make videos to help you on your homeschooling journey. Today, I just want to talk about homeschooling multiple ages. So I have 3 children. One of them I don't homeschool anymore, but I was homeschooling her all the way up to 8th grade. So for a long time, I had 3 different grade levels. And then 2 years ago, I homeschooled the 3 of my children plus 2 other children. So I had 5 totally different grades and ages. This year I have my 2 children who are in 2nd and 6th grade. So the first thing you want to decide on is, what do you want each child to learn? What are the main subjects that you feel are important? What is it that you want to teach each child this homeschool year? Because of the different age ranges, you're going to have different goals for each of your children. So the first step is writing all of those things down for each child and deciding what are your goals for each child. After you decided what is the most important thing, you're going to be looking into curriculum. So curriculum is really important, especially when you have children who are multiple age ranges and grades, because you're going to want to group subjects together and have some independent work for them to do while you're working with the others. So you want to make sure that you pick curriculum, at least one curriculum that each of your children are able to do independently. Now, if you have children that are under 4th grade, this can be a little bit challenging, but they can still handle typing or handwriting or reading on their own. For your older kids, you can think about getting a math curriculum that is more hands-off for you, or even a language arts program where you're only involved some of the time. So make sure you look through different curriculum. The math that we use is the Good and the Beautiful math. And for my 2nd grader, there is a portion there of independent work that she does by herself. And then there's a lesson part, which I do with her. So if my son, who does his lesson and his work all independently, is having trouble with something, I can sit my younger student down to do her independent work while I am helping him, and then I can jump back over to her and start her lesson. So you want to find curriculum, like teaching textbooks is a student-led program, as well as Beast Academy, and there are other types of programs that you can look into. If you need help on finding curriculum, check out Kathy Dubfee's website, which I will link in the description below. You can also get her book, and she lays out all curriculum, like her top favorites, and you can even take a quiz to find the right one for your family. The third tip is to group subjects together. So most of the time you cannot group math or language arts together, because if you have kids that are different ages, they're going to be at different levels. However, if you do have a child who is just a grade apart, you can decide on whether or not you're able to put them at the same grade level. Maybe one is more advanced and they can learn with their older sibling, or the similar, if the older sibling is struggling a little bit, you can put them at the level with the lower one. Otherwise, you can do group subjects for history and science. And with those different subjects, and also for Bible, there's many programs out there. Most of them, I think, are family style. So you can teach one lesson to all the age ranges, and then they all have different activities for each age range to do separately after you do all of your stuff together. For example, the Good and the Beautiful, again, their history and science is a family style history, as well as Gather Round Homeschool program. And both of these programs have separate books for the children to complete according to their age range and grade level, aside from the major lesson. You have tons of options out there. Make sure you check out other YouTube videos researching these things, or check out that same website that I'm going to post a little link for you. These were all great help for me when I first started homeschooling. After figuring out which curriculum is going to work best for each of your children, the next thing you want to do is work on your schedule or your homeschooling rhythm. And I have videos on that. You can check the cards above. Your homeschool rhythm is the flow of your day. So you can schedule one-on-one time with each of your students. So if you have older students, 5th grade and up, who are doing most of their work independently, you still want to schedule that one-on-one time with them to go over their work, correct anything, help them with anything that they need help with, while your younger ones are doing some independent learning. Your little ones, if you have toddlers or younger kids who don't have anything independent, they can play with puzzles or Play-Doh or toys or games. They can also do those smart games that are made for one person at a time. There's plenty of things that they can do that's still educational, and they can stay in the area where you are, keeping an eye on them while you're working one-on-one with your older children. So schedule in some one-on-one time for each of your kids. If you want to see what this looks like when I had my 5 students, make sure you check out the video on the card above. Also, when your older children are working on their independent work, that is your time to do your lessons with your little ones. And I suggest filling your little ones' love tanks right away early in the morning, doing their lessons with them first, and having your children do their independent work, and then switching it around or adding that one-on-one time after. Because if your little ones' love tanks are full, they're going to be able to play and do their things independently while you're working with your older students. Another tip is to start your homeschooling early in the day, because you're allowing yourself all day to figure out this new way of life. You're not rushing because it's almost time to cook dinner, or you wanted to get outside but it's starting to get dark, or you have other kids who might be in public school that are getting home soon. By starting earlier in the day, you can get done earlier in the day, and there's less of a rush because the rest of the world is at work and at school. And my last tip is to make sure you add time for fun. You can do outside time, you can do schoolwork out in the backyard, you can add nature studies, you can add poetry tea time, you can add fun projects and hands-on activities and crafts and art and all kinds of fun things, even videos and audiobooks into your homeschool to make it enjoyable. These are other things that you can do with your kids as you're working one-on-one with your other kids to make it more fun and exciting. Homeschooling should be a joyful thing in the family, and a lot of times it becomes very stressful. But by practicing these tips, you should be able to have a smooth homeschool program in the long run. So be patient, take your time. It's a trial and error. You will learn everything as you go. Make sure to check out my previous videos on scheduling and routines and rhythm and curriculum, and I will see you in the next video.